But I wasn't a fan of that intro. Let's try one more time. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Joey, President Joey, stand-up Joey, whatever you want to call me. And I thought, how fun would it be to do a little get ready with me? And I'm sorry I keep avoiding eye contact with the camera. I do have autism. So let's continue. What I have first, I just got this at Walmart. It's a like CoverGirl blurring skin tint. That's what's under my eyes right now. So guys, this is gonna really hurt to watch. I'm not who should be doing any sort of makeup video online. But I'm just gonna do it because I'm going to a friend's drag show tonight. So it's a friend at the bar that I go to. I go to a comedy club in Iowa City. And this friend, they're a bartender, and invited me to a show that they're putting on in Cedar Rapids tonight. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna try and get my girlfriend to come with me if she doesn't have to work through it. But even if she doesn't, I'm gonna go by myself. I don't know if you guys do that ever. Do you ever like go out by yourself? Because I'm doing it more lately than I ever have. But I still could stand to do it more. I think it's just so good for the soul. There's something about it. It's so good for you. It's like teaches you that you're human outside of your relationships that you currently have, right? Like, I am a person beyond a girlfriend. I'm a person beyond a best friend. I'm worthy as a person just because I'm a person. So I'll be doing that tonight. A little outside of my comfort zone if my girlfriend doesn't come. However, you're not supposed to stay in your comfort zone. You're supposed to come out of it. So, oh God, not my hair. Get out. Get out. So I recently lost 155 pounds. So crazy. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being bigger, and I'm so sad that my story contradicts that. Genuinely. I got weight loss surgery when I was 23. I had just turned 23. I did the whole process at 22 years old, and I weighed over 300 pounds. I'm 5'8", if that gives you a picture. And oh my God, I was so beautiful. I really thought I was the ugliest thing to have existed on this planet Earth. It breaks my heart when I think about it, because I deserved so much better, so much more love than I gave myself when I was that weight. I really wish I could go back and change the way I talk to myself. I had a binge eating disorder, and it's so lonely. Oh, sorry. True Match L'Oreal, also from Walmart. But the binge eating was my biggest secret, my biggest, darkest secret that showed up on my body. It made me feel so shameful, especially because, like, I grew up just like anyone else in my generation. Like, our mothers tried to help us avoid bullying by letting us do diets from a young age, and I think that really messed with me as a person. Sorry, I need a better mirror than my fucking tablet, so 1 second. Okay, there we go. But I deserved so much better than the way I talk to myself. When I think back on it, it's almost like I was my own abuser, like in my own head. So I got weight loss surgery, Um, so young. It was too young. They shouldn't let you do it that young, because I had not received any mental health diagnoses at that point. I hadn't had a single one, maybe generalized anxiety disorder. That was it. And I have so many disorders that I know were active at that time. And so I'm just so upset that they let me do it in the first place. That said, do I regret it? The answer is complicated, actually. I want the answer to be so black and white. I want the answer to be, yes, I regret it. Or I want the answer to be, no, I don't regret this. This is a choice I made, and I'm so proud of it. But I'm neither of those options. I'm somewhere in the in-between. I'm somewhere in the, I regret mutilating my body when I was so young. I'm still young. I'm only 25. I regret mutilating my body when I was so young. It has changed my relationship with food, and it will for the rest of my life. My life will be impacted every single hour of every day because I got this surgery. And I had GERD. I had something called GERD, which is basically just really, really bad heartburn. So now I'm doing blush. I keep forgetting to show y'all. This is Cheeker's Rose Silk blush. I like to use like pinkier colors on me rather than like purpley ones or orange, but sometimes orange looks really good on me. So, but I cured the GERD with this surgery I got. It intentionally rearranged my stomach so that I will not get heartburn anymore. And I have not experienced heartburn since receiving the surgery, which means that I have been in a significantly decreased amount of pain since receiving surgery. I also have experienced a decrease in pain in my joints. So my hips, my knees, and my ankles were my worst points, and my lower back. So each of those points, I felt like I was carrying a lot of weight on the lower, like on my body, like, and my lower joints were carrying all that weight. And so I'm just gonna like wipe off the foundation off my lips. So I would be in a lot of pain when I did things that I loved, like hiking, running, rollerblading. It was very painful, and not only painful, but I had very poor balance. I would fall a lot more than I do now, which was very embarrassing at the time, but in hindsight, it was a symptom of my binge eating disorder, and so I have so much empathy for little me and what I experienced. Let's see, where's my eyeshadow? Okay, so my eyeshadow palette, I'm using the Zulu by Juvia's. I don't actually know whose palette this is. I know whose palette it is. It is my best friend Felicity's palette, who I stole this from when we moved out of living together. So sorry, Felicity, but this is exclusively the eyeshadow I use. So you're not getting it back. Love ya. I think I'm gonna do, oh God, what should I do? I have a pink fit. So I think I'm gonna do the red and the sparkly red. And then I have this, oh my God. Okay. Then I have this little fancy dual-ended brush here. Let me make sure that it's, okay, it was so good. So, yes, I'm in a lot less pain since losing weight, which is a really, really great thing. It means that I can focus on other things in my life a little bit more, like things that I care about more. Like I can focus on just rollerblading instead of focusing on being in pain while I rollerblade. It's a big, big difference. another factor about why I'm grateful I got the surgery is it's proof that I cared about myself enough to do something about it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know that therapy would have saved me in a different way, but I cared about myself enough to try and help myself. And I do think that means a lot, you know? I think it says a lot for my strength and who I am. Another thing is that I actually kept this surgery secret from everyone in my life except for maybe 5 people. And they were only peers. They were just friends of mine. None of my family knew I was getting it. None of my extended friends knew I was getting it. It was a big, big secret for me. I did not want the world to know that I needed weight loss surgery. It was such a source of shame for me. And that has since changed, right? I'm sharing about it online now. The truth will always come to light, no matter what, especially with the people who love you. For me, the truth came to light when I was in psychosis. About a year following the surgery. Let me backtrack. So when I got the surgery, they warned me about something called transfer addictions, which is basically where you take away an addiction, but you find a new one to replace it. I did that, and I did that with green. I participated in green daily, at least 2 times a day for 2 full years following the surgery. 2 full years, it was how I was able to eat because I have no appetite. It was how I was able to cope, right? Because life still had its stressors. I still hadn't healed mentally from my food addiction. I have just taken away my ability to binge, basically. My physical ability to binge was gone. The surgery worked perfectly. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And now I'm 25, and I've faced the repercussions of having an addiction to green. I'm one of those people who will go into mania episodes and psychosis if I participate in green. It takes a while for this to happen for some people. You just start out enjoying it. You start out just being reckless, enjoying the experience and the high, and then something goes wrong. Something goes awry, and what went awry for me was I was at a job at basically a daycare for children with autism. And so I took care of 4 2-year-old babies who had autism, severe. And their symptoms, I started picking them up, every single symptom they had. I would W-sit, I would refuse food, I would have breakdowns over my sensory needs, full breakdowns too. And while it sounds like I was making this up, I truly, truly wasn't. It was my brain basically taking on the traits as a form of protection of myself. I think I saw that these babies were receiving help in a way that I never was helped. And so I decided subconsciously, it was if I showed the same symptoms as the babies, I would get help. And it was all involuntary, and then it just added up until I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't do my job anymore at that daycare, at the daycare. And I started freaking out at home, and I forgot English. I started saying I can't speak English. I don't know how to take deep breaths. I don't know how to... Nobody taught me how to take a shower, how to do chores. And so it was like an amnesia. It was like a mental health amnesia situation. This was January of 2025, so about like a year and a half ago, or a year and a couple months. And I ended up having to go to the hospital by ambulance. I was put on a mental health floor, and in the in-between, when I was in the emergency room, I was screaming and crying and being so loud because I was so scared. I didn't know what was happening. You know, I was in this psychosis, this amnesia, this heightened state. And in this heightened state, I was visited by family and friends, and eventually, like, when I had to, they made me quit weed. I was diagnosed with green use disorder, and I was sent home and told never to smoke again. And so I stopped for a couple months, and then my insurance gave out, and I could no longer afford my mental health medications that were keeping me stable. And so what do you do when you have an addiction to something and you feel like there's no other way to help? You use. So I used, and in this I took money from my chosen mother, and which she gifted to me, but I spent two or 300 at least of that money on my addiction. I feel so bad that I did that. So bad. I never thought I would be someone to take money and buy drugs, and it all just stemmed from my binge eating disorder, right? It all just stemmed from an addiction, and the fact that I took the easy way out of my addictions, right? I cut off my food addiction and then took on another addiction, and I didn't do the work necessary to overcome the addiction. So I carry some regrets about that, and I picked it back up, like I mentioned, even after the hospital trip with the psychosis. And surprise, December of 2025, I got manic. I became manic. And the mania is just horrible. It's life-destructing. It is life-destructing. It will consume every part of your being so uncontrollably. I've done so many embarrassing things because of the mania, and I got to a point where I realized I had no option but to quit. And that was around my birthday this year, around February 10th. I put it down, and I never picked it back up again, and I view it so differently now. It's been almost 2 months now, and I will never touch it. I'll never touch it again. So I can't say that I regret or I don't regret this surgery, because it's just a part of my story, and there's no undoing it. It's permanent in my life. I will always have a stomach that is stapled together, that doesn't absorb as well. I will always struggle to keep weight on. I will always be nauseous at meals. But I'm more comfortable in my body. And when I say comfortable, I mean I'm not in pain anymore. fashion is easier. Fashion is more accessible when you go to the thrift stores. Like when you're 150 pounds versus 300 pounds, it's just a whole different selection of clothes and items. And so I'm able to really express myself fully in a way I never was able to before, able to afford. I also am in a healthy BMI now for the first time in my entire life. And my blood pressure is amazing, you know. My other blood work is bad though. My blood work, sorry, I got mascara there. My blood work shows I'm anemic. I have low protein in my urine, low BUN, all kinds of deficiencies. And that's because I'm not consistent with my supplements, which is another thing that I struggle with. I struggle to consistently use supplements. What time is it? 6:39. And supplements are such an important part of this journey, so I'm working on trying to figure that out and like take them actually consistently so that I can feel better on the day-to-day. So if you came here for an answer on should I get the surgery or should I not, my question is, are you healed from what hurt you? Because I recommend trying that first. Try therapy, try meds, try proper diagnosis, proper treatment, proper support in your life. It's a very permanent solution to a very temporary pain. And especially if you're young, you have to live your whole life. Like the rest of my life, I'm going to struggle with this. I'm going to struggle with being malnourished. When there was nothing even wrong with me in the first place. I was so beautiful. I was just struggling. I didn't need a surgery. And so I do have a little bit of resentment for the doctors that let me get the surgery. However, they thought they were doing me right. They thought they were doing right by me by helping me with my weight, right? I shared with them just how painful it was to be my weight at my age. So really, did they do anything wrong either? It's really hard to say. I've just kind of come out of that mania episode just about the end of February, so I'm pretty freshly stable. They started me on a new medication, Abilify. I don't know if any of y'all know her, but it's an antipsychotic, and so it should help my depression and mania. And it has so far. I really do like it. I'm on 15 milligrams at the moment. And then I also take duloxetine in the morning, which is an SNRI. I don't respond well to SSRIs like Lexapro and stuff. Okay. So I like my makeup. I just need to get a little bit more pink on the underside of my eye, on my left side. Is what we're working with. And then my eyebrows, I kind of just do one of these. That's kind of about as in-depth as I go with my eyebrows. But my lips, let's do something. Oh, highlighter. Duh. This is Ofra highlighter Star Island. It's old as fuck, but it works. It makes me glow. So something else that I haven't mentioned is my loose skin. Oh my gosh. That's right, I have loose skin. There's no way to not get it, honestly. They thought I wouldn't have it so bad because I'm young, but when you lose the amount of weight that you weigh, it's just, you're just gonna have extra skin. It's just how it is. So it's on my stomach and my thighs and my arms, and I've talked with my partner about getting loose skin removal surgery. However, that makes me think That's another very permanent solution, another very permanent decision for my skin. And so I thought maybe I could try like laser, the laser treatments or something, because I do also have loose skin under my chin that I'm pretty insecure about. So that makes me wonder what opportunities might be out there for me, in that sense, for like removing my loose skin or tackling it. And then I also just kind of feel like maybe I need to love it. Maybe the lesson was I have to love my hair the way it is. I mean, my hair, hello, sorry, I just looked at my hair in the mirror. My skin and my body, right? I'm gonna continue to age. Am I just gonna get a facelift every time my face doesn't look the same? No, I can't afford that. I can't. That's another thing is insurance. So I got approved for it because of my GERD, and then I was class 3 obese. So that's why I was approved for it. But if you have mental health conditions, they tend to get stricter. And so now that I have all my mental health diagnoses, I feel like they wouldn't have let me get the surgery. So if you're young and thinking about the surgery, please continue attempting to do health or psychiatric meds and therapy. Do trauma work. Overcome your addiction, right? You're gonna have to face it no matter what. Okay, let's see. There we go. My makeup's done. Okay, I'm gonna do my hair. I'll be right back. Okay, I got my hair and makeup done. I hope you think it looks good. I'll record my the whole outfit. This is what it looks like. It's like a cheetah dress with like pink frilly robe. So it should be really pretty. But thank you so much for listening to my story. I kind of skipped over a couple parts and simplified it just a little bit, but that's really kind of my story about losing all this weight. I'm really grateful. I'm just grateful that I've gotten this experience and I've gotten to grow from it and find peace eventually, even if it took years and years to get to. I'm grateful that I'm at peace in my body. And I don't think that came because I lost weight. I think that came because I did therapy and started meds. So that would be my biggest recommendation to anyone watching this video. Like, find a therapist that clicks with you. Find one that really works for you. Find one that you resonate with. If you don't like a therapist, if you feel icky after therapy every time, if you feel like you don't deserve therapy, try someone new. Try a new experience. What's the harm? What's the harm, right? If you've tried Weight Watchers, Noom, Slim Fast, whatever, Pilates, and like every single thing under the sun, if you feel like you've tried everything except weight loss surgery, try therapy and meds and see if that helps. Without a goal of losing weight, with a goal of healing yourself. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. So I hope my message came through to some of you, and if it didn't, then that's okay. You can only take from someone's story what you are able to take from their story in the moment. So do not feel bad if this doesn't resonate with you. But yeah, I'll post my full fit. But other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Let me know if you liked this video. Bye! Okay, so I did have to give my outfit the Midwest special, aka putting long sleeves under it because it is so cold, but here's the fit. I hope you like. I'm wearing these like white ruffly socks and then probably just a pair of sneakers, but final look. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching. Bye!